Lithuanian narrative folklore, Jonas Biliūnas Kliudžiau, from 1906.
It was a small white kitten. Her thin, emaciated little body was trembling from cold and fear. Her fur, soaked by the rain and matted with dirt, hung stiff and bristled. I found her outside, crouched by a fence, curled up, miserable. When she saw me, she meowed in such a pitiful voice and looked at me with eyes shining with both fear and hope. She was still so very young, but already so dried out. Maybe people had taken her away from her mother. Maybe at first they meant to put her into a bag and throw her into the river. But then they simply carried her out and left her by the fence so she wouldn't find her home again and would starve to death. There was no longer a place for her among people. Perhaps this wasn't her first day sitting here, hungry, cold. But what did I care? No one needed her anyway. And I rejoiced the way a hunter rejoices when he sees a hare, because that's exactly what I was pretending to be. I had a bow slung across my shoulders, arrows in my hand. I imagined myself a true inhabitant of the American wilderness, as described by Cooper. Even though I was only a second-grade pupil, I felt like a giant who wouldn't be afraid even if he met a pack of wolves. And here was only a small, dried-up kitten. After pacing 10 steps away, I stopped, took the bow off my shoulders, pulled the arrow back, and began to aim. With sad eyes, the miserable little creature looked at me, as if asking what I was doing, and waited. The arrow whirred through the air, and I saw the kitten suddenly flip over, cry out in terrible pain, and begin trembling with her little legs. I had hit her. Like a true hunter, I ran closer, but suddenly a coldness struck my heart, and I stopped, stunned. The kitten's face was distorted with indescribable pain, her eyes half closed. With all the strength she had left, she tried to stand on her front paws and began to crawl, dragging her little body along the ground. The arrow, pierced into her chest, dragged along with her, and from the wound, thick, dark drops of clotted blood dripped onto the sand. Distressed and not knowing what to do, I threw the bow and arrows aside with a backward motion and ran home without looking back. Pain and heaviness pressed on my heart. It felt as if a great, great burden weighed upon my chest. It was only on the third day that I dared to go outside. The kitten lay on her back, dead. Right beside her lay the discarded bow and arrows. I picked them up from the ground, broke them into splinters, and threw the pieces far across the field. Only the arrow still stuck in the kitten's chest. I didn't dare to pull out. It was the only shot I ever made in my life. But a fortunate one. I still carry it in my chest to this very day. If you'd like to see more stories like this, subscribe and leave a comment with another folk tale you'd like me to translate into English.